Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 16 of a show about football. I'm your host Cam Mars, joined by other co-host Craig Jordan. It's been a couple weeks since we've been on. Been busy watching some bowl games. We actually got to meet up last week at Las Vegas and celebrate and have a good time. Wish you all a Merry Christmas. Also a Happy New Year since you guys won't. Yeah, obviously by the time you hear this, it may be 2024. Happy New Year, and like I said, watching bowl games. This episode will probably get into, of course, the playoff. Recap a couple bowl games. Probably have conversations on opting out and things like that. Anything you want to add to the intro?
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. We are live from the PN Dub. Shout out to Seattle. Hey, it was a good holiday season, man. Happy New Year to everyone. Merry Christmas. I hope y'all had a good holiday season. Hope y'all got to spend it with family. Hope y'all got to, what I'm saying, hopefully some of y'all got some good gifts. I was hoping for some gallery depth to come through from Santa this year, but that ain't happening. But he did give me some new J's, so I'm happy.
Yeah, you gotta have an NIL money for that, my boy.
Yeah.
No NIL, no gallery depth.
Nah, hell no. Santa said, nope, that's not in the budget this year, bro.
Not at all, not at all. So with bowl mania, bowl weeks, bowl season, pretty much nipped in the bud, or just about. Of course, we have some games tomorrow. For the most part, pretty much is everything nipped in the bud. What's your takeaway? What's the theme of this bowl season? You would say?
This shit was weak as fuck, bro. Like, honestly, excuse my language, but like, yeah, honestly, unfortunately, I have been spoiled over the last, let's say, 5 years to see my team make the playoff. At least like what, three out of the last 5 years, I think. So for me this year, because Georgia's not in the playoff, it's kind of just like you know what I'm saying? I did see some very interesting bowl games, and it was a lot of teams that was looking suspect in these bowl games, opt out or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how Minnesota almost blew it to Bowling Green State, but like, look, PJ, you got some explaining to do, bro. But anyway, that's my only takeaway from bowl season. It's kind of weak. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of opt outs, so we didn't really get to see the full rosters that we wanted to. But it was good to see some of the young guys get some burn.
Yeah, I would say that's definitely like the opt outs. That's the theme. I remember, not to sound like the old guy in the room, but being when I was a kid, teenager, even a young adult. I'm still a young adult, but when I was like 2021, even at that point, um, you did see everybody played in the bowl games. No one was opting out. This is kind of still a new phenomenon. So you able to still see, you know, I, what's the word? I guess I'll say high quality football. Granted, these still are Division One athletes, but it's not the same as seeing those NFL guys on the field and playing for the most part. So it takes something out of it. With me being an Illinois fan, a lot of times I don't really get to enjoy a bowl game anyways. Um, so so it wasn't so so it wasn't much of a change for me. Like I usually switch to college basketball mentally around this time of the year. Of course, except for like the national championship and like what used to be the majority of New Year's Six games, or New Year's Six bowls. But like as you saw yesterday with Georgia, Florida State, even you get players opt out of those. That's not what that used to be as well. So it's definitely a big change, something to get used to, especially as a college football fan. You just love to see football and to see how it was displayed yesterday, specifically in that Georgia Florida State game. Now it was upsetting, bro. Like it was just really upsetting. That game was over at like the 4 minute mark in the first quarter, and like that's just really disappointing to see. Really
Yeah.
disappointing. Like that's on national TV, bro. Like that game was nationally televised. It was marketed, commercials, all of that. You know what I'm saying? People spent their hard earned money to go see that game. And that's the part people not talking about. I know nobody cares, but like people definitely spent money, traveled out there to see that game, to be a fan of their team, to be a fan of their school, and to see a glorified scrimmage, to see basically ones versus threes that you can see for free at a spring game is kind of insane. Like that was on national TV, bro. I sat in my living room and I watched that travesty.
Yeah, we beat their ass, bro. That was like, and I was kind of hoping that it wasn't going to be like that because then we could have made the case for like Florida State making the playoff, or you know, I mean, I never root against my team, but in a perfect world, let's say Florida State does beat Georgia, then they could probably do that split national championship shit. But yeah, nah, that was just awful. It was over. It was like 42-3. Like,
At half, damn
yeah,
near.
it was over.
Like,
Georgia players having a good time. Like, yeah, it was just over, bro.
and people, and not to beat Florida State's head in, um, but people talk about culture and just having a winning program, winning mentality, and how that goes from the top to the bottom. Georgia, Georgia's first string. They showed up. They played. Their NFL guys played. They were in that game. I guess they basically said, "Hey, we playing. This is another game to play. We're upset. You know what I'm saying? We lost one game and they did this to us. We got to take this out on somebody. We're not going out with an L." They wanted their seniors to get that 50th win, and they showed up. Florida State, instead of having that same mindset, their key guys just melted in. Like I don't even even in mid tier bowl games, I don't know if I've ever seen a team that rose into a bowl game with 16 of 22 starters and missing.
Mm,
Like 16 of 22, that's basically the all 22 right there. 16 of 22 decide either by injury or opt out, decided not to play.
mm.
Like you don't see that. Like usually, okay, two or three people, three or four, or something like that. But 16 of 22, like that's insane. Like they didn't have a chance when they walked into the stadium. You saw a lot of young guys. I'm watching the game. I heard a lot of true freshmen, true freshmen, true freshmen. A lot of young guys playing against a Georgia team that was upset, had a month to prepare. Well, a couple had some weeks to prepare, and it's just, bro, insane, bro, insane.
Yeah, and I think honestly, I mean, there's two takes to this, right? So you're right. It was a lot of guys on our squad. Kendall Milton, for say that he's a senior. He played even in the game that didn't mean anything. Um, and then one take I want to say, I kind of question the culture at Florida State. I'm like, yo, is this how y'all gonna go out? Like, what I'm saying? Like, after getting screwed by the playoff committee, this is how y'all respond by just opting out and saying, fuck it, let's go get the NFL money. On the other hand, I understand. I get it, especially after seeing the injury to Jordan Travis and how that went down. Some guys was probably like, hey, yo, I play in this bowl game. That could be me, maybe. That could cost me millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? So, my question is, bowl season worked at one point, bro. But I think we're starting to see that clearly it's not working anymore. So
Yeah.
is it time to kind of rethink the whole thing and maybe go to like a FCS type style where like it's just a straight up playoff, expand the playoff maybe to 16 teams, play it all through December, let it play out that way? What do you think?
I mean, and that's actually I was going to ask you like, what's the point of the bowl season now? Even Kirby Smart said something about that after yesterday's game. I don't like what makes more sense for football. I think, of course, is to do something similar to what you see in FCS or quote unquote something similar to what we see in basketball, just a straight up tournament. 16 teams, you'll do 18 teams, whatever it is, or even just the top 25. You can do something like that. They all in the playoff. Um, I think that makes most sense, but it won't happen because of these contracts, these bowl contracts, is money. How that's all. I think teams get a bowl payout and things like that. The conference gets bowl payouts and stuff like that. So I don't. For that reason, I don't think it will happen. We've seen in college football, it's not about what makes sense football wise. It's about what makes sense money wise. That's what it's about. It's about that bottom line.
And my argument for how I think that could work is like, I mean, they're already doing something similar to where like the playoff is basically like all neutral sites for real, and the except for like you have like the New Year's Six, and then the national championship is now like wherever the fuck they want to hold it at. I think it's in Houston this year, right?
It may be. I'm not sure the exact location.
Um, so I guess my only argument to that is maybe they can find a way to tie in some of these sponsors, these TV sponsors, you know what I'm saying, these business sponsors like Kraft or fucking, I don't know who sponsors the Alamo Bowl, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they can find a way to tie that into the TV money, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know. I think they could find a way, but I just think I don't think that they can continue to put out the product that they've been putting out these last few years, bowl season wise. And I don't think ESPN is going to go for that either because they're probably going to lose a lot of money. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I know a lot of people turned that game off really quick. I'll
Mm-hmm.
tell you that much. A lot of people turned that game off really quick, and for the 12-team playoff, and I haven't really delved, and I probably should. I'm imagining that those are still going to be bowl games. It's just kind of who win those bowl games moves on to the next round.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's my understanding of it. With that, but I mean, I'm pretty sure there is a way. I think there is a way, but do you see the NCAA taking the time out to hammer that? I don't. I don't.
Yeah, I think if not enough people, if people really stop watching it, I think they'll switch it up. They'll be like, all right,
But and also here's the thing with people saying bowl games don't matter anymore. The players said that. The players said the bowl games don't matter anymore. Fans never said that. NCAA never said that. Coaches never said that. The players and the agents said that, hey, these bowl games do not matter. Like that's where it stemmed from. That's where it came from. I do think I saw Gary Wilson actually too. Gary Wilson opted out of the Rose Bowl a couple years ago, and he says, "Hey, I regretted that." He says, "I regret that I opted out. I didn't get to play with my team well as chance, my roommates, my brothers, my friends, my coaching staff." He was like, and he said that, and somebody asked him, said, well, like, what made you do it then? And he said, that's the advice that they gave me when I said I was going to declare for the draft.
mm,
That's that. And I've seen people say things like, "Oh, maybe there'll be a bowl. Maybe we should do a bonus to have them play in the bowls and things like that." Kind of like what they did with the in season tournament for the NBA. If you won, you got the extra 500 racks.
mm-hmm.
The money's still not comparable. If you're gonna leave to be a first round pick, bro, $20 million signing bonus versus the 500,000. That's still not. It's still not comparable.
Yeah, and that's why I think. I mean, bro, let's break down what bowl games really mean nowadays. Anyway, bowl games are like a consolation prize. Like NCAA is college football is definitely about consolation prizes. Like I'm seeing niggas get crowned as the Craft World Hunger Bowl championships of 2023, and that don't feel right to me.
Wait, but
You know,
but the Crab Hunger Bowl is not a new bowl. Wait,
I I
that's
I
not a new bowl.
I know, but I'm just using that as an example, and I just think like it's really time, especially with like the way the money is flowing and everything like that. I think NIL was
Well,
was a big change up, and I think this needs to be the next big change up. You know what I'm
it
saying?
was a
And I think they can make because if you think about sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. If you think about it, we got how many bowl games right now?
decent amount.
Like probably 30
Every
bowl.
if you win 6 games, you go bowling. So like,
Right. So you probably got like I'd say probably like what 20 bowl games these days. Let's say you change it to like a 16 team playoff. You know what I'm saying? I think the money that you expand it to 25, 24 teams, whatever. I think that the money that you can get from those games, those extra games played, I think might be able to outweigh the bowl games, especially
but
TV
then
rights wise.
and I'm going to cut you off because other teams still need things to play for. Because then if you take every bowl game away, you'll have teams that they'll have their star players opting out of games 10, 11, and 12.
That's fair. And like I would say maybe for like the group of 5 teams, like they figure out like some sort of system, bowl system, whatever. Like with like the HBCUs, you have the Celebration Bowl, you know what I'm saying? All that. Those can stay. But I'm saying for like the Power 5, bro, like love Rutgers. I'm happy they won a bowl game for the first time in however long. But does Rutgers really deserve to be playing in postseason play? No. And that's what it really comes down to for me.
Bro, yes, no, hell no. I'm sorry. Like you can't say that, bro. Like you can't you can't say that team finishes over 500. You know what I'm saying? They have a good season. That's the whole point. That's the motivation of finishing how you finish. You know what I'm saying? And the way that you're thinking, that's why people opt out now. Like that way of thinking is why people opt out.
I mean, it's a consolation prize, bro. When really,
It's
like,
okay, but when did the Orange Bowl when did the Orange Bowl become a consolation prize?
at one point, it probably
It
wasn't,
shouldn't.
but
It
in
still shouldn't be a con. But
but in
this no, I'm
2023, it's
sorry. No, wait, hold on,
consolation.
wait. But no, I'm sorry, bro. Like no, just because you're not one of the top four teams to make it to the playoff, your season still fucking matters. You still win 10, 11 games. Your season still fucking matters, bro. Like it's still a good ass season. You want to go out with a bang and win your bowl game. Like you're still playing a good team. They play fucking Georgia, bro. They played the fifth ranked team in the country.
Mm-hmm.
And say I don't want to play. That's still a good ass team. That's still a team where you can prove and maybe you could improve your draft stock. Maybe there's things that you could do. That's still a pride thing, bro. At the end of the day, I'm sorry, bro, because now I'm getting pissed off. Like I'm sorry. Like it's not like Florida State was playing. No disrespect. It's not like they was playing Middle Tennessee State. They was playing Georgia, who still might be the best team in the SEC.
Hey, I thank you for acknowledging that. Thank
You know what
you.
I'm saying? And you couldn't go out there and play. That's still a good ass team. That's still high level football, bro. That's still a chance for you to prove yourself and prove, hey, we went 13 and 0. We went 13 and 0. We about to go 14 and 0. That's still a chance to prove that, man. We could be all cute and all political and saying, well, you know, there's a risk of injury. There's a risk of injury the first day you step on that fucking field, man. Let's be real. Let's be real. Every game you play, it's a risk. Every game you play, it's a risk. You go to the combine, it's a risk. You could take an ACL in a fucking drill at the combine. A pro day, it's a risk. It's always a risk. It's never not a risk when you're on the field. So we can be cute, political, and new age and try to understand and all that type of bullshit, man. No, at the end of the day, man, you got an opportunity to play the game that you love, play an elite team, and send your singers out and go off with a bang and prove to the fucking committee that y'all should have been in that playoff game. But no, you didn't have the balls to do it, bro. That's just what it is, man. That's what it is. I tried to be cool, calm, political. I just got pissed off. I'm sorry, bro. It's always a risk. I don't want to hear nothing about that, bro. It's always a risk when you play the game. It's always a risk.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
like we're not talking about them playing in the Maniki Car Bowl, bro. That's not what we're talking about. What's like an Orange Bowl, an Orange Bowl. Oh, like okay, let's say I'm opting out. Okay, let's say y'all make the playoff. You didn't opt out. Oh shit, you fucking ruptured your Achilles and y'all lost that motherfucker. Now you drafted in the 6th round.
I think people look at more of the risk versus the reward thing.
No,
You know what I'm
like, come
saying?
on, man. Come on, man.
Hey, that's why honestly, yeah, like I just think like I said, for me it's always been playoff or bust, especially if you play in a Power 5 conference.
Bro, it's not playoff bust, bro. Because let's be
It's
honest,
got to be,
like if
bro.
we're being, it's not because everybody's not going to make it to the playoff. It's only 4 spots. It's only 4 spots, bro. It's only 4 spots.
That's fair. And you're right. You're right. Like I
Like
said,
so, it's not playoff. Like if it's playoff or bust, that be base. If it's playoff or bust, that mean if you play for Florida State, you've been wasting your time for 4 to 5 years.
I wouldn't
Because
say.
every season you had is a bust.
I mean, but it is a bust if you don't
Put,
make the playoff.
a playoff or bust sounds cute until we talk facts.
I mean, you're right, and for a lot, bro, there are 129 teams that had a busted ass season this year. Let's be
They
real.
did not have a busted ass season, bro. Because once again, bro. So Rutgers. Rutgers, yeah, they're gonna say we want to be in Indianapolis for Big Ten championship. We want to compete for the college football playoff. But if Rutgers wins 8 games, the season's not a bust. We're gonna say Northwestern season was a bust. We go look me right here in the straight eye and say Northwestern season was a bust.
I mean,
My point.
No. Yeah, bro.
Northwestern season was a bust.
Look, ayo,
How do we talk about Northwestern in August compared to how we talk about them at the end of the season?
I said, look, Northwestern surprised a lot of people, and they surprised me. But I mean, did they have a good season? Did they have a better season than we said that they were going to have? Yes, they did. They did. But I mean, again, playoff or bust, bro. Like, especially if you're in the Big Ten. Northwestern was just in the Big Ten championship game a few years ago, bro. You know what I'm saying?
But okay, yeah,
potential
but
playoff
fam,
team.
When
Playoff
we talked
or bust.
about, Northwestern was not a potential playoff team when they were in the Big Ten championship, bro. They were not a potential playoff team.
I know that was a
But
crazy
listen,
take.
yeah, like, bro, when we talked about Northwestern, we laughed. We called their game with Rutgers the Big Ten toilet bowl. We said they were going to win 1 to 2 games. They won 8 games, bro. That's not a busted season.
I mean, it's a good season.
Right. It's not a bust. It's not a waste of a season.
I mean, bust doesn't mean it's a waste of a season, but I'm just saying
it wasn't a bust of.
If
they exceeded expectations.
What I'm saying is, if you're not making the playoff, what are you really playing for in the postseason these days? That's what I'm trying to get at. Pride,
bro.
That's cool, bro. But like, pride don't pay the bills, bro. You know what I'm saying?
If they go to the playoff, that's not paying their bills either.
I mean, but if you go, bro, look, all it takes is for your squad to make the playoff, and that can elevate your draft stock depending on how you perform in the playoff.
Bro,
so
and you don't have to make the playoff. You don't have to make the playoff to elevate your draft stock.
That's true, but
this is not March Madness. Where that March how that works, and how that scouting process is, where you have an excellent tournament because we're talking about 4 to 5 games.
And that's why I advocate for like a tournament like that, bro. Because like I said, these players are gonna keep opting out, bro. At the end of the day, I'm just giving the reality. Like more and more players are gonna opt out every year for the next few years of these bowl games, bro.
So, I'm not saying they're not, but for you to say it's a busted season if you don't make the playoff, it's incorrect, dude. That's incorrect.
I mean, that's why at the beginning I also said I'm a Georgia fan. So like for me, we've made the playoff.
For your team.
We've made the playoff. We've made the playoff.
Yeah.
So
for your team.
And so I can, even as a Georgia Bulldog fan, the way that we played the other day, if Kendall Milton had opted out, if Carson Beck had opted out, if Brock Bowers, if he was healthy, if he had opted out, I still would have been like, all right, bro, I get it.
Yeah. But they didn't opt out.
If we're not playing,
they didn't opt out, and they showed that bowl game mattered to them. That it matters to us. We're still gonna play. Our season isn't busted. We still have a chance to redeem what happened against Alabama and go off with a win.
Well, Kirby said that we're gonna impose our will the whole game. We're gonna play Georgia football. Fair enough. And that's why I said I also see the other side though, because some of these guys, especially on Florida State, we're talking maybe first round draft picks. So like for them, maybe the advice was when they weighed the risk versus the reward. Okay, you get busted down in a combine or something like that. You get hurt during your pro day, whatever. That's fine. But you're doing an activity that gradually contributes to the overall goal of you making the league. Versus a bowl game, questionable. Especially if you're not in that playoff. It's questionable for some people. For me, would I play? Yeah, I would still play. Because I believe, like, look, if I have a really good bowl game, I'm going to be on ESPN. That could elevate my draft stock. But for some guys, they're like, nah, bro. They're like,
every time I have a chance to play, I'm going to play. Every chance I have a chance to play, I'm going to play. Only time I'm not playing is when I medically can't play. And even then, I'm going to try to find a way to get on that field. It was doing all this. The number 1 overall pick played in the Sugar Bowl against Kansas State last year. Bryce Young played. Will Anderson, when he went 3 to Houston? Whatever pick that was, top 5? Mm-hmm. He played last year. Like, people, like I'm saying, there are opt-outs, right? But what we saw from Florida State, how they opted out, that was a I'm upset. I'm taking my ball and going home. 16-22, bro. Like 16-22.
That's a lot.
That's astronomical. Like that's insane. That's insane. And they I'm gonna be honest. If you opted out, you should be getting drafted in the top 3 rounds. If you're not getting drafted in the top 3 rounds, I don't know what you were opting out for.
Which there's a few dudes on that Florida State squad that probably are going to go around 1 through 3.
Oh yeah, there's a few. There's a few, but not all 16. Not all 16. Not all 16 might not get drafted.
That's true. But I get it though. Hey, you gotta protect the money sometimes, bro. And the way they got shafted, bro. Look, bro. The way they got shafted, bro. I'm sorry. I'd take my ball and go home too, my nigga.
It's culture.
It's not really a culture thing, but some
culture.
People,
yes, culture. Culture.
Some people have different ways of expressing their grief, disbelief, or their animosity towards the decision. And this is their way of doing it, bro.
You have an opportunity to play.
Oh, and they weren't gonna win, bro. Like they're even opt out or not.
No, but what I'm saying, you have opportunity to play a team that's also playoff level caliber. You have that's that. That like you could have looked at that as those are the other two teams those are two other playoff teams right there.
For sure. No disagreements.
That's your opportunity to show up. That's your opportunity to show up. It is. It'll be different if Georgia had a whole bunch of opt-outs. It'd be different. But they didn't. Last year's number 1 overall pick played in the Sugar Bowl against Kansas State. I'm like, I've seen second rounders playing bowl games. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is astronomical. It's ridiculous. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you niggas ain't Marvin Harrison.
that bowl game was fucking unreal.
Whoa. TreVeyon Henderson played. Emeka Egbuka played.
Emeka Egbuka's also not a top 3-round pick either. He had to play.
No, he'll get drafted in top 3 round.
We'll see what he does in his pro day.
Like he played though. He played. You know what I'm saying? Marvin Harrison, top 5 pick. Okay, wrap you up in bubble wrap, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that's different conversation. But like, come on now, man. Like, come on, man. Like Joe Milton opted out.
I mean, Joe Milton's really got to bring his all to his pro day, so I can see why he opted out.
Like,
I mean, you also got to make a case for.
There's people opting out, bro, and it's like, what are you what are you protecting, my nigga?
I mean, there's a case for dudes that like let's say they are a 4th or 5th round pick. I mean, some of them 4th or 5th round picks be on the fence of not even getting drafted to begin with. So.
Oh yeah, I know, it's a 15. But Joe Milton. Bro,
Joe Milton. I can understand Joe Milton because his style of play, bro. Like, he could definitely be prone to getting injured. You know what I'm saying? And I can see that. I can see Joe Milton. I can argue for Joe Milton, but for some of these,
I could argue for him not getting drafted.
We could for sure.
That's my that's my point. That's my point. It's like, bro, I don't know if you pay attention a lot to the college basketball offseason, right? And for basketball and college basketball, You can declare up to 2 times and come back to school. You declare that third time, you have to stay. You have to stay in the draft, bro. You will see people that average 5 points a game declare just to say that they're declaring for the draft when they know they're coming back to school.
Mm.
This is what these opt outs are turning into. It's like, bro, you just opting out so you can say I'm preparing for the draft, but like, bro, what draft are you getting picked in? And this isn't a shot at Florida State or Joe Milton. This is just in general. Like, what draft? Like, are
Also,
the XFL, nigga?
No, it's probably a lot of dudes that are going to enter the portal too that probably want to protect their portal status as well.
Well, no, but those guys are already gone because school starts next week.
You can't enter the transfer portal after the bowl game, or
If you can, but if you enter, first off, there's portal windows. You can't just, you know what I'm saying? But you also need to get enrolled into your school, bro. You need to get down there. School starts next week at most of these places. So like that's that's what I mean on that note. Like that's why y'all that's why Georgia has so many people leave because it's like, all right, like we're in a, in a like it's like we got to go now so we can get our shit in order, enroll at our old school, this, that, and the third. Because once you enter the portal, your current school does not have to honor your scholarship for that next semester. If they choose not to honor it, you're asked out.
Mm.
So a lot of these portal guys are already in the portal, unless you're going to wait until the spring. And you'll say, I'm opting out. You wouldn't even say, I'm opting out to the draft. You'll say, I'm entering the portal.
So you think a lot of guys are doing it as like publicity stunts?
Like, no, they have intentions of going to the NFL draft. The NFL just don't have intentions in drafting them.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. A lot of niggas be sitting in the green room on fucking draft day.
No, they're not even at the green room. They're not. When I'm talking about green, even if you get invited to the green room, you don't go the first day. You know you're going the second.
That's true.
You're going the second day.
You're right. Actually, they're at the crib with their family and shit.
Yeah. That's what I mean. They got to go draft party, and they don't know that party is going to be 3-4 days long, and that name won't be called. No disrespect. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm setting the comedic tone because it's an entertaining podcast, but like. Like I know I wouldn't get drafted.
So, bro, you said
it wasn't no opt outs over here.
Wait, so let me ask you something. So, if you are, let's say, you get wind that, let's say you're a DB. That's what you played in college, right? You played DB. Let's say you get wind of your draft status being third, maybe fourth round, somewhere in there. Your team ain't made the playoff, but y'all did make the Cotton Bowl. I don't know why I picked that one, but let's say you did make the Cotton Bowl. Are you telling me that? What are you doing, bro?
Bro, I'm most likely playing. It's gonna be people around my ear saying, "Yo, don't play, not to play." I'm gonna play.
Okay.
I'm gonna play, and if I get hurt, obviously I know the risk. But you don't play thinking about getting hurt because that's when you get hurt. I'm gonna play.
All right. You heard it here first. Cam Mars is not an opting out type player. He's gonna play.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm opting out, nigga. Fuck it.
Yeah, third, fourth. Now, if you're telling me I'm a top 10 pick, then yeah, I'll probably opt out.
Cotton Bowl.
But third, fourth round, I'm playing.
Unless some niggas is giving unbelievable gifts, bro. Bro, come on, bro. Playoff or bust, bro. Championship pedigree, playoff or bust.
I mean, bro, that's your thought process, bro. But like, if I've been working with a group of guys for 3 to 4 years, we've been busting our ass, bro, and that brotherhood, that camaraderie, man. All them summers, all them summer workouts, spring balls, fall camps, all that, bro. Battles. You know what I'm saying? Film room, my coaching staff, all that type of stuff. Like, Nah, and we go win 10 games, and we have and we're in the Cotton Bowl. I'm at the Cotton Bowl, bro. Like I'm gonna be there. Like I'm gonna play. The only way I'm not playing is if I'm a top 10 pick.
All right.
Because like if you're telling me I'm a third or fourth round pick and we're going to the Cotton Bowl, I already got some money in my pocket. I'm not blowing my bread. You know what I'm saying? I'm not blowing my bread. And like obviously I'm not gonna leave no money on the table. But and I'm not playing to get hurt. I'm not playing to get hurt. I'm playing the game to play the game. I'm not thinking about getting hurt. So the second you think about getting hurt, the second you slow up, that's when you get hurt.
All right, bro. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Cam Mars will never opt out.
Unless I'm a top 10 pick. A top 10 pick, we're talking about 20, you know, I'm just talking about generational money, nigga. Like at that point, that's a different conversation.
Facts. All right. Hey yo, so speaking of playoff or bust. Oh yeah, hey yo, you want to shout out Arizona?
Hey man, I told y'all back in the summertime, they like that. They beat Oklahoma. Noah Fafita had a great game. Tata McMillan had a good game. Jacob Cowan had a good game. Shout out Jed Fish, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get that bear down. And I need y'all to go ahead and get y'all NIL packages together and keep them boys in town. That's all I gotta say. Tucson, I'm on the way. I think I'll go to the game next year.
I bet. Tucson. Look out for Cam Mars next year.
I think I gotta go to the game.
No Fafita.
Like I've been bigging them up. I should probably go.
No Fafita finna leave, bro.
Yes, bro. Like you're such a billboard of negativity right now, bro. Don't like.
Hey, no, and if Noah Fafita
don't take that into 2024, my brother.
Wait. And if Noah Fafita were to leave, bro, I think that's good for him, bro. Like if he were, let's say he were to leave and land at a bigger school, bro. Like I think that's great, bro. Like Arizona might be one of those schools, bro, where dudes do well there and they bounce out. That's ain't nothing wrong with that. A lot of guys that I've seen in the transfer portal have really come up. Bo Nix, DJ Ukulele, although he's in the transfer portal again.
You're talking about guys that had to leave.
Yeah. Also, who else? We'll come back to that. But I'm just saying the transfer portal could be a good thing, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, he's in a good system, a system that fits him. He's been developed at Arizona. They're gonna take care of him. It's not like he's playing in the Sun Belt. With all due respect to my people in the Sun Belt, you know what I'm saying? He'll be in the Big 12, and people still watch that. It's still a conference people pay attention to. So you don't gotta leave, bro. Like you don't gotta leave. Not like he playing at Fresno State.
But if an SEC or Big Ten school comes calling, you don't think he's well within his rights to explore those options?
I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying he doesn't have to leave. That's why I said in the shout out, hey, get that NIL package together and take care of them boys.
All right.
That's what I said there. But like well, if the SEC comes calling, yo, fuck the SEC, bro.
I also said the Big Ten.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, but it's always the SEC. Yo, fuck the SEC. Yo, who gives a fuck?
All right. I feel you. Hey, Big Ten could come calling SEC. Who knows? But hey, yo, he did have a phenomenal season. You called it earlier. I will say shout out to Noah Fafita. I get to see him play a few games, and he could ball, bro. He could ball out for real.
No facts. And I want to go to Arizona and watch it. I don't want to be in neither here nor there. Sometimes you got to learn when to just not gonna say it.
Speaking of SEC and Big Ten, I mean, we don't have the future yet, but we have Washington playoff, Washington, Texas, Alabama, Michigan. I mean, this is the battle of future SEC and Big Ten schools or current SEC Big Ten schools. Very interesting how that worked out. But yeah, the moment we've all been waiting for is here tomorrow. We got Alabama, Michigan in the Rose Bowl. We got Washington, Texas in the Sugar Bowl. What are your initial thoughts?
Um, this is what I'll say. I want to give a thanks to the committee for matching these teams up the way they did. Um, if you like hard hitting, aggressive defense, you know what I'm saying, defensive battles, you know what I'm saying, strong run games, you're gonna have that in your Alabama Michigan game. Now, for most of us who like to see points, the football being thrown all over the place, we're gonna see an offensive play calling masterclass between these two teams. With Kalen DeBoer for Washington and Sark over at Texas. Offensive masterclass we're gonna see play calling. You get to watch that game. So I thank the committee for that. My early thoughts, as far as just the actual game, is that I like Michigan. I like Michigan. I know Bama's good. What I think this game is going to come down to, games with two teams like this, I do think it's going to be a close game. And I think that this game is going to come down to Michigan's ability on defense to shut down Jalen Milroe as a runner. Because I do think we'll come to an end of game situation where Bama wants to run out that clock and it's going to be behind the legs of Jalen Milroe. And they can't allow, and Michigan cannot allow Jalen Milroe to take over the game as a ball carrier, because that's what makes him different. That's his superpower. And in a late game situation, close game situation, I think this will be in. Michigan can't let that happen.
Mm.
And then on the Washington Texas side, Texas's defensive line is going to be the best that Washington has seen all season with T'Vondre Sweat and Byron Murphy. Two guys are going to be drafted very highly in next year's NFL draft. So that line has to be able to stymie that. What's his name? Dylan Johnson, the running back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Continue to count on him. I know Washington has won ugly games before, but I think it comes down. I think it comes down to Texas's defensive backs. Can they step up? Can they guard Rome Duze, McMillan, and Pope? Can they guard those guys? If they can guard those guys, I give the nod to Texas. If they struggle, Washington State's going to win that game.
Washington. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I said Washington State. I'm so sorry. Washington's going to win that game.
Mm. Mm. My initial thought when I first saw the matchup, I was thinking Texas, Alabama, of course, because that's what the media wants to see. That's what the dick eaters want to see. That's what all of the college football purists want to see is Texas, Alabama, especially the SEC fanboys, which I'm not a part of the SEC fanboy club. I am an equal opportunity employer when it comes to college football.
Wait, one second. Do you or do you not visit and listen to things created by Saturday Down South?
I do, but I also listen to the
You are a SEC purist fanboy.
But I also listen to the Big Ten wrap up as well. I listen.
That's cute. That's nice,
I mean, I listen to. I'll look. The point is, I don't think Michigan's gonna be able to match up with Bama. That's what my thought process is. I think Jalen Milroe is going to take over that game, and I don't think Michigan is going to be equipped to handle him in both the running and the passing game. Now, if Michigan can pressure him early, I think that they have a chance. If they can rattle him in the first quarter, get some big hits, you know what I'm saying, shut that shit down early, then I think that there's potential. But the Jalen Milroe that I saw against Texas is not the Jalen Milroe that I am probably going to see against Michigan. Completely different Jalen Milroe. Now, when it comes to Washington, Texas, I can't pick against Washington. I'm sorry. The Texas story has been great. I love it. I love what A.D. Mitchell's been able to do at Texas, former Georgia guy. Quinn Ewers, I love it all. But I have questioned Michael Penix a few times on this podcast and his ability to come up in big games. And although Michael Penix doesn't make like these splashy game-winning touchdown plays all the time, he does. I have seen him time and time again with the ball in his hands, and all he had to do was make a first down, and he made the throw. Game over. Washington's got too many weapons. Dylan Johnson is the X factor. Like, he is really coming to his own as a running back. I think I've seen him run 200 yards this year, bro. And I didn't think I was going to see that out of Dylan Johnson. So I'm taking Alabama, Washington, bro. I think it's going to be, I think this year it's going to be a battle of the black quarterbacks. And I'm excited. Let's go. Go Dogs.
Back to the Bama thing. I would say that you say, well, you see what you saw against Texas. Specifically, Jalen Milroe is not what you're going to see tomorrow. Which is cool and on. I get it, but we're also talking about a team that, hey, was this close to losing to a bad Auburn team. You're talking about a team that was, struggling with USF. Like this, they've struggled throughout the year. Obviously they've gotten better. We've gotten on here and apologized to Nick Saban, but to say that Michigan isn't on their level, I think is incorrect. Michigan has a very good defense. JJ McCarthy, he's not a game breaker quarterback, but he's not going to lose you games. They have a good running back tandem. They have Mike Sandistro, a defensive back, Will Johnson, defensive back, two very good defensive backs, a good defensive line, probably the best offensive line in the country. Like, this not going to be a walk in the park for Bama. I think it'll be a close game. And like I said, Milroe legs, that's the X factor. That's the thing Michigan has to stop to win the game. But they don't have to stop that to compete in the game. They're going to compete in the game regardless. You know what I'm saying? I understand you're an SEC fanboy. You know what I'm saying? You guys stick together and things like that. But at the end of the day, I think Michigan come out, something to play for. I think their quarterback will make less mistakes. There'll be less mistakes from McCarthy. And I think they'll stymie Milroe in the run game. And because they stymie him in the run game, because McCarthy makes less mistakes, Michigan will win that game. And of course, I got Washington beating Texas.
All right. So you got Washington, Michigan.
Yeah.
And I got Alabama, Washington. Okay. And I don't think it's going to be a blowout, the Bama game. I respect Jim Harbaugh and all that he's done up at Michigan. I just think that at a certain point, and I know how these Nick Saban games work, I think at a certain point, Bama's going to take control, though. And I think it'll probably be like a 7 to 10 point game. No walks in the park, but I think 7 to 10 points. I'm going to say 24-17.
Yeah, all right.
Hey, it's gonna be good though, and I think the Bama Michigan game might be more high scoring than we think. I mean, if you remember, this is also the same Michigan squad that put up like 42 points in the playoff last year against TCU. So I do think that Michigan is going to be able to move the football.
Yeah, they will. Mm-hmm. They will. I mean, I think the flow of the game, the tone of the game will dictate. Definitely dictate how Michigan plays. If Michigan can play ball control football, they'll play ball control football. If they want to, your favorite term, if they want to suck the air out of the ball, they'll suck the air out of the ball.
Yeah, and I think Bama's defense is going to have their hands full. But, I mean, they do have guys like Caleb Downs, Jahad Campbell. So, like, yeah, it's going to be a good game, I think. And I think, yeah, Washington, Texas, that's going to be, man, we might see some fireworks in that game, bro.
That's the one.
Yeah. Honestly, that might be the national championship. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I'm not saying all that. But I'm saying it's going to be exciting.
I feel you. I feel you.
Shit. What
Uh,
else niggas got?
Transfer portal. The big splash. I know you sent it to me when we was in Vegas. But Travis Etienne, former Florida running back, is committed to Georgia. That bolsters that Georgia backfield coming back next year, along with Carson Beck and a few guys in the receiving core as well. And I just got a notification also. Hold on. I don't know if you got it too. Wait. That DJ Ukulele might be going to Florida State.
I have my notifications on, but interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
he's just right now. He's deciding between the draft and Florida State, so that'll be an interesting play as well. And it's looking more and more every day like Cam Ward's in Miami.
Yeah, I thought you committed to Miami already.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a very. I'm curious to see that. I want to see how that works out. I think he'll have some weapons down there in Miami. We'll see
I
what
mean, the
Cristobal
portal's on the
does.
portal. Miami. Oh my God, they're I'm not even gonna talk about them. Like they don't even deserve to be spoken about right now on this platform. Um,
You discussed it
yeah, the
after the bowl
portal's
game.
portaling, man. You said what?
You're disgusted with Miami after the bowl game.
No, bro. Like Cristobal's not a good coach, bro. Like great recruiter, not a good coach. Like, and your team reflects how your staff is. And hey, like Cardale Jones said, no stability, no culture, no coaching, just vibes and money.
Mm, mm.
Yeah.
Vibes and money. That's crazy.
Just vibes and money, man. That's cool if you're not a football player. Like vibes and money is cool with me.
Yeah, I'm more of a championship caliber type guy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, your playoffs a bust, man. You playoffs a bust over that, man. Like, come on, man. What?
Come on, man. Stop playing with me, bro. After seeing my team win 2 national championships, bro, of course it's gonna be playoffs or bust, bro. Like what?
Your playoffs a
And
bust.
and and
Obviously,
and,
y'all Orange Bowl a bust.
and honestly, I acknowledge that I've been spoiled as a fan because it's 132 college football teams right now, and only probably like 1% of those gets less than 1% get to see national championships. So I'm incredibly blessed. But at the same time, yeah, it's hard to, the Orange Bowl win was great, but I'm not satisfied with that, bro.
I mean, of course not. But like you said, so you can't rock with Miami's playoff a bust, man. Playoffs a
I
bust,
like
man.
Cam Ward. Cam Ward, he was exciting to watch at Washington State, so I'm curious to see what he'll do in Miami.
Nah, same. I agree with that. I agree with that. We touching anything else today?
Nah, that's it. Hey, yo, with that said, make sure y'all tune into the college football playoff. It's coming tomorrow. We got the Rose Bowl. I can't believe I'm running this like an ad, but we got the fucking Rose Bowl at,
Presented by Vizio.
yes, presented by Vizio at 5 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be great. And then we got the Sugar Bowl. I don't know who that's presented by.
Allstate.
Presented by Allstate tomorrow at 8:45 Eastern. Washington, Texas. So make sure y'all tapped into that. Let us know what y'all think. We'll probably be tweeting live during the game.
Definitely.
So tap in
Definitely.
with us on the
Definitely.
socials.
Definitely. We'll have this out. We gotta have this out by tomorrow morning.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have this out. Hopefully you guys give it a listen. When you give it a listen. Like I said before, Happy New Year. We're almost coming to an end of the college football season. Definitely enjoyable one. Happy Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that good stuff. And follow us on social. I'm at 80 mil cam on TikTok.
And I'm at Craig Jordan 23 on TikTok. Also follow me on X as well. JT Jumps 23 Instagram.
Oh yeah,
JT
I'm Camden
Jumps 23.
Mars. Sorry, I'm Camden Mars on Twitter/X, whatever you call it these days. And just like that, we out.
Wait. Also, shout out to the Citrus Bowl, the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, Iowa, Tennessee. That's gonna be a yo, that's gonna be a hell of a game.
I was gonna kick their ass.
That's gonna be a hell of a game. But we out.
We out.